it in a straight 6 period day, so it's not a radical departure from the schedule you have right now. I put it into 3 teams. There's a pink, green, and blue team. This is really red, but however you want to think about it. And I believe this pink team is the 6th grade team. But based on our conversation, I put Explore in second period, and you can see the planning for that team happens second period. So all the students from 6th grade will go into these 5 Explore classes. Now you notice that each period, now then the green and the blue, as we talked before, they could be 7th and 8th grade teams, or they could be a 7th and an 8th grade team. I don't think either way in the schedule. I don't think it matters much. You could do 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, but then these explorers would have to be danced out throughout the day. Not a problem if you want 6th graders to go to Explore, but to be in 3 houses that stay all year long, that's not a problem. You could drop these Explore classes throughout this experience. So all of that could be doable if you need to do it. This is the more simple way of making a 6th grade team with all the students going out. What I've done here is these are all calculations. So let's just say I've gone to 3D Master, period 3. And right now I have 31 kids in 3D Master. But let's just say that this 31 kids is really 25. When I make that class 25, you can see what happens to the core classes jump to 32. So this is not perfect because let's say beginning band is all 6th graders and I put 50 in it. It's going to give me a different number, which isn't exactly well because these kids are 6th graders. So this will start playing around with the average class size. So you have 25 and 50, then you might be able to make some adjustments with that. We'll have to get more fine tuned as we go along because if these are all 6th graders, then it really wouldn't impact this 8th grade or 7th, 8th grade group. But that's what I want you to start thinking around is what do these class sizes adjustments make and where should classes be to maximize class or to make the most equitable class sizes as we go through. I don't know enough about 3D Masters at all 8th grade. It's beginning band all 6th grade. All of those things you can start putting in some numbers. You can also move them around. There's no problem if you think a class should go in another period or there's a reason why. I tried to make the schedule as duplicated as from this current year. So if you go down to this tab down here, the first tab, 16, 17, I click on it, you can see last year's, and I tried to put things. Keep things in the same place in the schedule as they were before. So you can mess around with it, move around it. The elective classes are not calculations, so you can just change those numbers however you think they would be. But knowing when you change those numbers, it will change the average course size because I'm trying to help see what happens when the class is 45 or 25, what it impacts, how many kids have to be down in the core. And that's something that you'll always have to consider. Again, is right now I'm thinking about it as the pink as being 6th grade and the green and the blue being 7th and 8th grade multi-grade level teams, but it could be straight 7, straight 8. They all could be 6, 7th, and 8th. Again, is then we'd have to mess with the core. Below tells you how many sections are being taught, what the average class size based on that number of sections, and the total number of students that is in the schedule. Here shows you each teacher number of contacts that they would have over the day. And so with an 18.4 FTE with 465 kids, I don't see any way you're getting below 151 with the 6-period day. It just plain and simple. You're not going to get a number lower because of the number of staff the limited number of staff you have. So something to consider. Play around with it. I think the next thing is to think around where these classes might get and how does compacted math work. If you take compacted math out and make it supplement, again, my concern about it is, and I'm not saying it can't happen, my initial concern would be that when you add 3 more sections of compacted math on top of the 15 sections you already have, and you bring down that class size to 26, somebody has to pay for that lower class size. So it's great to have extra, but if you do it, you have to pay for it someplace else because nobody's given you the 3 extra sections. So just something to consider. We can make it work, but you might pay for it in some other place because you have now 18 sections of math. Every kid needs 1 section of it. It just, calculations might become a little problematic. Just something to think about. Anyway, play around with it. Shoot me an email if you have any questions, and we'll go from there. Thanks, and have a great spring break.